Well, welcome back again. We are of course overdue an update on the Lotus XL. As you can see, the chassis has been out and been blasted and is now in zinc primer. And of course the instant I start filming, one of my neighbours starts doing some DIY. I think you should be able to hear me fine. You can see that the back end of the chassis, although sound, is rather ropey and has some damage due to a failed damper, or at least to a damper bush. Of course the failed bush may have been due to the failed damper. It's not too bad, it is fixable, but the reason I didn't have this area blasted is because I'm not going to fix it, I'm going to replace it. So standing over here, again blasted and zinc primed, is the back end from another XL chassis. And this one is from a post 1989 car, which is the last year that Lotus did any significant improvements to the car. So you can see we have these stiffening panels, we have these extra brackets that put the damper mounting into double shear rather than single. The whole rear bridge is slightly heavier gauge metal and is boxed in for extra stiffness, and these mounting points have been moved. It's a revised rear suspension geometry. So what I'm going to do is to pick this apart and weld it onto the existing chassis. Most of the chassis is in 16 gauge, 64 thou or 1.6mm steel. This diaphragm is in a heavier material. This is I guess 10 gauge, 1/8 of an inch or 3mm, and these three sides are part of this diaphragm, and then there is this U-channel with these extensions. That's also 1/8, and then we're back to the 1.6mm steel. And you can see very clearly where the main tunnel is welded onto that heavier diaphragm. So I'm not going to cut through here, I'm going to cut through back here, because on this piece I need to preserve the diaphragm perfectly, and these are sacrificial. On this U-channel, I'm proposing to cut through the base of the U-channel, and a weld will run across the U-channel to repair it, or rejoin it I should say. This being a thick material, I can get a decent bevel on it to get weld penetration. Of course, in the 1.6mm material, the welds will basically be as original construction. So if we go to the existing piece, this will get attacked in almost exactly the opposite way. So I can put my cutting blade, I'll draw a line on, but I'm basically going to be following this edge and cutting through that heavy duty diaphragm. And then I can clean the remains of the diaphragm up from the inside, leaving this original tunnel material untouched. And I'm going to once I've got the other piece apart, I can assess exactly where on here I want to make the cut across to make it easiest to rejoin. I may have to come up with a block of suitable height so that I can set the depth of the blade so I don't catch the lip of the bulkhead. Now, to get this all back together again, if I'm cutting through this channel, I can use a suspension bush bolted in at the bottom to get the bottom alignment, and then I will be taking references from the body mounting holes and the rear cross member and referencing them against the front suspension mounts, and I've got some pieces of angle that I'm going to put together to get all those references and be able to pick up off the chassis. So the next job is to start cutting apart this rear section. Okay, we've got the part of the chassis I don't need separated from the part of the chassis that I do need. You can see the internal structure of that bulkhead. I did unfortunately scrape the galvanising with the air body saw blade that I had to use to make this cut, but that'll get some decent rust treatment before it gets put back together. And I've marked a line along the edge of the sheet metal. So I'm going to go in with the slitting saw blade through these welds, working carefully. You see I've slotted here so that I can knock this piece up as I go to get these welds to separate. I can then go in and reduce the height of these welds, because this is where the new welds will go to stitch it back together. Apologise for the awkward shadows. Across the top here you can see it's seam welded as opposed to the stitch welding down the side, because all the tensile loads go through the top and the bottom. So again, I've transferred the line from the two sides across the top, so I know where the edge of the sheet metal is. So we're going to cut down, starting with this top one, work our way around, get rid of this superfluous sheet metal. Okay, you can see that the sheet metal, I broke all the welds, cut through most of them, fatigued it off, and then I went through and cleaned up, took it down to just the bulkhead or diaphragm, and that's just about ready to go back together when we get the other half of the chassis prepared and the alignment aids sorted out. I've done the other side to a similar stage. I've yet to go across the top here and take this weld back, but I need to change the disc on the grinder before we do that, and then the next job will be to tackle the chassis itself and make the suitable cuts for this to go in. Well, rather than take the welding equipment down to the workshop where the Lotus is, I decided it would be easier to bring the chassis up to my main workshop, particularly as I'm not sure the electrics in the borrowed garage are up to welding equipment loads, and I've had a complete rethink of how I'm going to do the alignment jig. In the top of the backbone there were a couple of holes that aren't used when the car is assembled, which I'm guessing are original assembly jig holes. So I have a little bit of a spacer under there just so that everything sits down more or less flat, and I got a couple of pieces of angle, scrap angle, that'll get welded onto the side of this box section, and I can then clamp the new rear section up in the same way as I've got this one now when I'm putting it back together, but I'll get the jig welded up and then I can set to with the grinder and cut this old back end off. Now this time I'm going to be cutting on this side of this sheet metal, so I'll be coming in just to the left of this line. It's very clearly visible here, but I've marked it up here and across the top so that I get a line here, whether it's all seam welded and I can't actually see the edge of the sheet metal. Now to cut across the bottom, the last time I did it I went across with an air saw, which was very slow through the 1/8 inch steel. So this time I'm going to cut off these ears from in the back here. Flip the chassis upside down, and that way there'll be room for the head of the angle grinder to come in here and cut across this 1/8 inch part of this channel at the correct dimension for the new back end to come into the right position with a slight gap, because that helps to get the weld penetration, and then I'll bevel both edges for the weld bead to get 100% penetration. So we'll come back when I have done a whole bunch of cutting. Well, as you can see, I have separated the back end, and I was of course cutting through the flange of the bulkhead at the same time, and by hammering on the bulkhead you can actually see that I've split the welds almost all the way around, but there are some welds across the bottom where the bulkhead ends, so the next job will be to go in horizontally along this line and remove those, and then we should be able to get the bulkhead out. And then whilst I have all the access I'm ever going to get, the next job will be cleaning out all of the old oil, grease and blasting media that is in the centre of this chassis. With the welds at the bottom cut and a bit of persuasion with the hammer, the old bulkhead is out, and you can see a fairly grubby tunnel down there. It's I've brushed out a lot of the blasting media, but I'll now use some mock-off. I've got like a paraffin type gun that I can use to spray the inside of the tunnel and then leave it to stand for a while, and then wash it down and see how clean we can get it. So here are the two rear chassis sections for comparison. This rather heavily corroded but still basically sound section from the 85 chassis. You know, it would have cleaned up, it would kind of be okay, but because I had this post 89 chassis with, you can see the very substantial reinforcement across the open bridge and the extra stiffener panels and the extra mountings, that's what will be going back on, and that is the next job after everything is cleaned up.